So, collective, it seems that the people who used to try and sabotage you or had a problem with you are now having and going through a rude awakening, a harsh wake up call, or that they perceive as harsh. They feel defeated and they feel like whatever they wanted to do to you, to have you trapped or contained, somehow trying to place you in a box or putting labels on you, all that has failed. And it seems like they wanted to go and be messy and find your secrets or find things about you that they could use against you, looking for weaknesses or something that they could use against you because they felt triggered by your growth and your transformation. And it's like they seemed to be in disbelief, like, oh, how on earth do you do this, collective? Like, how on earth have you transformed this way? Or it's like you're a completely different person now. And yeah, it's become so unbelievable to them, to the point where they've started to suspect that you were being dishonest, or you were trying to get a shortcut, or that even for some of you, they suspected that you may have been using spells, magic spells as a shortcut, and they thought whatever it is, they were going to discover that and then use that to try to bring down your reputation somehow. So for a lot of you, this seems like a group mobbing tactics, where a bunch of people are going against one person and trying their best to drag them down. So what seemed to have triggered them were many things. They saw how you've kept improving slowly. You kept evolving before their very eyes, and to the point where they literally felt like they just couldn't keep up. And now they are fatigued, and drained, exhausted, just from trying to compete with you the whole time. Or they tried to slow you down, but how ironic it is that they are the ones who feel stuck now. They are the ones who feel like they've slowed down. And it's nothing that you've done to them, collective. It's like your own hard work and discipline, self-devotion, self-love. You poured that energy into yourself to grow and evolve in this way and just to better yourself. You were never competing or trying to compete with them. Now they realize this with regret or with sadness that they don't have access to you. They have failed to expose any sort of weakness or vulnerability within you. They think like you're invincible now, like you're unstoppable, or that you are too powerful for them now to mess with. Hence why they're playing or they're pretending that things are peaceful and that they just don't want any more beef with you or anything like that. So they really seem to envy you for your traits of you being not chasing, you're attracting, being naturally magnetic, or they perceived you in this way, like, oh wow, like you're glowing, like you seem to be at rest, like at peace, persevering, growing, learning. And they wanted access to that. They were like, what is the magic source, the secret source? And they wanted to take that, to steal that from you, to even manipulate you into believing that you're a lot less worth it than you actually were. They wanted to bring down so this is the energy of when someone wants to neg someone else, or wants to tear at their self-esteem, or poke at them, so that they wanted this, but they failed at this, to slowly erode any sense of your boundaries, your self-esteem, because they were actually very attracted to your personality, your potential, what they saw in you, and they just couldn't believe you were able to learn and grow to that extent, to really surpass them. But it's not like you were trying to compete with them in any way, shape, or form. You were busy trying to improve yourself, trying to reflect. You seem to be the type of person, whenever you feel triggered or when you come across a challenge, you don't just react and get all toxic. You truly do self-reflection, accountability, and this is how you've been able to level up way beyond what anyone ever imagined for you. And this entire time, you were trying to focus on yourself, being very observant, whereas they were busy chasing and competing with you, trying to spy on you, even energetically, trying to find a weak point, insecurity they could use against you, So this seemed to be like a very calculated attempt to try and rob you of your shine, but they've failed to do so. So what secrets did they believe you were keeping, or to elaborate more about what they thought about you were doing behind the scenes? So for some of you, it seemed like these people made all sorts of assumptions about you, just due to them reacting to you, and reacting to your energy, reacting to how you seemed so healed and at peace. So it was all like projection, lots of envy. They assumed that you were, you had lucky girl syndrome, or you're just lucky, or that you have this sort of secret, this esoteric or occult secret that takes you out of any difficult situation, but that in reality that's not true. It's copium on their part. They were trying to tell themselves these stories to try and make themselves feel better about where they are and their lack of inner work and their stagnancy, I'm getting the vibe that they would see you as a, by all means, necessary type of person. Like they saw you as a very shady person hiding something. So yeah, you won't believe this, but it seemed like for the collective who resonate with this, these people thought you were doing something shady behind the scenes, but it was just coming from their own unresolved fears and their own false assumptions about you, or they seemed like, or they thought you were just putting on a front, hiding something from them. They never believed that you were actually like good or good-natured. They thought you were very opportunist, or that you even your own good luck placed them in a bad situation. So these are the types of people who believe if they are missing out on opportunities, or if they feel stuck or are in pain, they blame everyone else around them, and feel like just because someone, you collective, are doing better than them, that you have somehow cursed them or put them in that situation, which is obviously not true. So it's like these are the type of people who just react, and it's like every thing that happens to them, it only reinforces their own limiting beliefs that they have about themselves. So it's like as you were shining, you were growing, as you were healing, that made them feel exposed to the unhealed parts of themselves, and they didn't like what they were feeling. Hence, this is someone who just sort of crashes out emotionally or on the inside, just because someone is having a good day. And another thing, it's like these people were so blind to, or just refused to see your hard work or anything you might have done to heal and get to this point. Did assume that you were just using cheat codes by the universe. I'm getting this sort of like, why are they chosen sort of energy, like they're crossing their arms, just like sulking in a corner, like, oh, why is it them? Why are they better than me? Why are they chosen? Why are things going so well for them? We tried everything, blah blah blah, basically. So yeah, and now they're having a very harsh wake-up call that they were actually overreacting to your glow, to your rising, and they tried everything in their power to stop it, but couldn't. And now they're just waving the white flags of surrender, And the best thing that you are being advised to do in this sort of situation is to absolutely just focus on yourself, continue growing, continue shining your light regardless. It honestly does not matter what these people think or feel. It's like no matter what you do, they will always feel triggered because they are unhealed. They are that insecure, Otherwise, normal people, would not have done all this or come at you like this, collective. So it's like, continue to plan for your own life strategically, and just focus on yourself. And finally, these people will make you feel a very I don't want to say like painful feeling, but a feeling. They'll make you feel a feeling of damned if you do, damned if you don't. So if they're going to criticize regardless, or if they're going to feel bad around you regardless, or react or anything of the sort, if they're going to do that anyway, why not just live your life, how you please? Focus on yourself, focus on what you can control, and just have fun. and these people will never be able to stop you, Collective, and you're doing so well. So yeah.